Hi BookTube, it's Missy and today is Vlogmas Day 20 and today I want to talk about unique formatted books. So I have four books that I own that I want to show you guys, and then I have a few that I'm interested in reading. All of these books, besides Illuminate because I'm currently reading right now, but all of these books I want to read sometime in 2016, including the ones that I do not own that are on my list. And I want help from you guys. I want to know what books you know that have a unique twist to them, and you'll get a little bit more information as I go along. So I have four books here that I own. One I'm actually currently reading, that all have a different way of the book being written. So for example, we have Illuminate here, written by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and if you look there you can see that this is a message by an email. We have a little bit of illustrations there. We have some IM messages going on, and the whole book is written like that, from emails to like IMs or text messages and reports by a different party. It's all written like that. It's all like different. You have these different pages that aren't the normal, just, you know, words on a page broken up by paragraphs. I really enjoy reading a book when it's not interactive because you get to like touch and feel the book, but it makes you read in a different way. You know, your eyes are searching the page looking for something that you may have missed. I really enjoy reading books like that. The next book I have here is S by J.J. Abrams or Doug Dorst. Now this book is really cool because it's called The Ship of Theseus by V.M. Straka, and this is a fictional book with a fictional author. But this book is not just your typical everyday front to back book. It's got all of these annotations in it. It's got notes from the person who read this book previously, and he checked it out of the library, but he has all of his notes in the margins, and then he has like these papers that can come out of the book that you read along with the story, that kind of helps you keep track of what the person who was reading this book, like his mindset and what he got out of reading the story. So it's two stories in one. You have the fictional story, and then you have the fictional story of the guy who's reading the book. It's very bizarre to be able to read like two stories simultaneously. I know that Max from Well Done Books has read this, and I can't remember if he said he read the entire fiction story first or if he read each page, like the story and then the annotations, and then he pulled out the different things that came up. Oop! Oh no, that came along with the story. Yeah, this book in particular just has random things that fall out of the book. So Max says that what he did was he put like sticky notes or whatever that says what this goes to and what page it goes to. I think I'll probably do that, but get some like post-its and then post the page numbers on each of the items that are in the book. But this just seems like such a fascinating way to read a story. It's not linear. You have to like go along with it, and it's so interactive and fun. I just love that. And then I have Horror Store here by Grady Hendrix. Now this was super popular last year in 2014. I really want to read it still. It's a horror novel, but it's written in kind of like a catalog, you know, like for IKEA. It's really weird, and it has like these pages where it talks about furniture. So it's like an IKEA catalog, but it's a horror story, and it sounds amazing, and it looks amazing, and I want to read it so bad. Like I said, I want to get to all these books in 2016. And then there is House of Leaves by Mark Danielewski. Lots of people have read this book. Some absolutely love it, like Katie from Chapter Stacks. Some people thought it was extremely confusing and they didn't really enjoy it that much. But as you can see, there's like door on this page. 230. That's all the page says is door. And then it's got a little bit more on this page. And then you have like here it looks like it's like typewriter text. But then you have like these really dense pages. Like they kind of look like it could be like from a dictionary. I don't know. I'm so excited to read this very strange and bizarre written book. Those are the 4 that I own. And then I will have pictures here from Goodreads, showing the books that I want to read. I don't know if I'll purchase these books. I'll probably borrow them from the library and see if I like them. But the first one that I don't own that I'm really curious to read is called The Raw Shark Texts, and this is by Stephen Hall. It's a fantasy sci-fi adult thriller, and it's about a man who wakes up at a house that he doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know who he is, but he has a note saying that he has to go see a Dr. Randall, and the doctor tells him, hey, you've been my patient for so many years, you have dissociative disorder, and it's acute, it's very severe. And it kind of, like, just the synopsis kind of reminded me a little bit of another book. I don't want to give away the title because then that might give away the ending of the story. But I got a vibe of that kind of, like, what's going on? Like, does he know that what he's doing isn't real and all of that? But it sounds amazing, and I didn't know how to go about looking up books that had like a different way of reading. And so I went to all these different forums, and this was on there several times. So I don't know if the book is like put together with letters and stories and then like other kinds of like notes or whatever to keep the guy from falling off the wagon, not like alcohol, but like falling off of reality, so like he stays in check and he knows what's going on. But I'm really interested in reading this particular one because I had a lot of information on that one. The next one is called The Earth Will Shake, and this one is by Robert Anton Wilson. This is a fantasy, historical fiction, sci-fi, and this is the, I think this is a prequel to another series that he has written, but it's the history of the early Illuminati. And so when I was going through the comments of this story, people were comparing it to Dan Brown, but better than Dan Brown, and how, you really get messed up in the head. And I think that's super fun. Like, I want to read a book that I'm completely confused on. Like, what is going on? I like not knowing. I like being like in that whole like suspended of disbelief or what have you. I like that feeling, and so that's kind of what this is giving me, that kind of feeling where you don't know if it's a conspiracy or if it's history or what's going on, if it's true or not. I like that. The third book that I'm interested in reading in 2016 that has this formatting kind of thing is If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino, and this is 10 short stories that all come together to make an entire novel, and it's about a book within a book. So it's like there's two different readers, I guess, reading this book, and somehow they come together at the end of the story. I think they meet. I don't know. It's kind of what was that movie called with Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves? Like, I know that was very magical realism, because she lived in a house and she was like writing him letters through the mailbox, and then somehow he meets her. I don't know, but that kind of reminded me of this story, how it's like you don't know this person, and I don't know if there's like time travel, or I don't know, but it sounds amazing and I want to read it. And then the next one is called Pale Fire, and this is by Nabokov. What is his first name? I forgot. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways, this is a classic, and it's poetry, but it's like a poem that wasn't like finished, or an incomplete book, and lots of people say that this is amazing and that I will be completely blown away and I won't understand what's going on. And so that I'm looking forward to that one. And then number 5 is called The Mezzanine by Nicholson Baker. I can't read today. And this is a modern fiction mystery. It's about a man who goes about his daily life like mundane and normal, and he's like thinking about a whole bunch of stuff on the escalator, and the whole story is about him on the escalator, like thinking about him buying himself some shoelaces. Now, I don't know how all of this is going to like be different, but again, it's something that sounds interesting that I want to read. Number 6 is Cloud Atlas. This is like a major story everybody either read or knows or heard about, and that's by David Mitchell. And what's her name? Mercedes was talking about this book. I think she did a David Mitchell. Yeah, she did. Mercedes did a David Mitchell like author talk on her channel, which is Mercy's Bookish Musings, and she talked about how this book was really, really cool, and how it was written. It takes place in the past, and you go along the story, and then you get to like the future, and then somehow it backtracks and ends up ending back in the past. And so she says he does that a lot with all of his books, where the stories intertwine and are very weird, and but they all conclude, and it's I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am very interested in reading Cloud Atlas. I do own The Bone Clocks, and I do want to read it at some point in time. I want to read this weird story. And then these last 3 are also from Mercedes. I talked to her on YouTube and asked her for recommendations for more different unique stories to read. And so she also gave me Visitation by Jenny Erpenbeck, and this is a historical fiction contemporary. It's based in Germany. It's about a house and 12 different people that live in the same house throughout 100 years. So it's like a look at what the house thinks about the people that live there. I think it's like the house is alive and it's got feelings, and it's reminiscing about all of its tenants, or like the people that have lived in it and inside. I don't know, but it sounds great. I want to read it. And then there's a book called The Stone Gods, and this is by Jeanette Winterson. This is a sci-fi dystopian, and there was mixed reviews on Goodreads, but this one was talking about how it's like major sci-fi. There's a girl, and she's like thinking about like the past, like she's way in the future, but she's like talking about the past on Earth as if it was like she knew it right away. I don't know how to explain it, and I'm sure when I read these books I won't be able to explain it for a review either, but it seemed interesting. And the very last one is called A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan, and this is a contemporary book of short stories, and it has music in it. And I don't know how this is supposed to be like a unique formatted book, but Mercedes did say it was good and that I would enjoy it to go along with this unique formatted theme of mine. And so yeah, so overall that was 13 different books that I would like to read in 2016 that have a unique writing style that is just different and new, and I really want to check them out. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought, if you know any books that I could add to this list that have a twist on the way it's written, whether it be with, you know, if it's all in pictures or if it's in text messages, anything like that. Let me know down below your thoughts on unique formatted books, if you like them, if you don't like them. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I know that I just finished my second book for the Cramathon, and I didn't get as much as I wanted to read done, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm going to actually continue reading tonight, even though the Cramathon is over, and hopefully I can get a lot more books read this week since I am now off of work. So I will see you guys tomorrow in my next Vlogmas video, and I hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.